Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video will be got Invest 95L and Invest 96L. Well, no, 7L in the Atlantic, and Tropical Storm Odette, which formed late in last night. I think it was. It was about 11 o'clock UK time. So as you can see, it's 45 miles an hour, and it's moving northeast at 15 miles an hour, and it's meant to take. It's near Massachusetts, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland. Then what it will do is it's going to move north and then move north in like the Atlantic and affect Greenland, Iceland, and all that. There's some southerly wind shear coming on this system, which is still impacting it at the moment, but still the northern part of the centre is covered, but the southern part isn't. And I'll show you satellite imagery of this system in a minute. Invest 95L has now got a closed low, I think. Now, began better organised. They're giving it a 90% chance in the next 5 days and 90% chance in the next 48 hours. So about 7 o'clock UK time. Yes, 7 o'clock UK time, this is going to form. And this will possibly be a hurricane, well, maybe a hurricane. But the weaker it is, the more westward it's going to go. The stronger it is, the more northeast it's going to go. So, like, say, if this turns into a Category 3 hurricane, it's going to go like that. If it turns into like a depression or tropical storm, weak one though, will travel through the Leeward Islands and affect the Caribbean. It might become a strong storm in the Caribbean. You don't really know. But if it becomes a strong storm in the Caribbean though, it's going to end up moving north like that. But if it's going to be a weak storm, it's going to move like that. So yeah, and also Invest 97L, which is now 40% chance, and looks kind of alright. Still a bit, I think, yes, it's northerly wind shear on this system coming out from the Cabo Verde Islands. But it is 40% chance. They are giving it a 40% chance in the next 5 days and the 2 days, as you can see. And I won't have another video out about 7 BST time. So yeah, but anyway, if we'll have Peter, Odette, Rose, so this could become Rose, and then we'll only have Sam, Teresa, Victor, and Wanda left for October. And honestly, I think we could get down to the auxiliary naming list again, because we are in a La Nina warning now of La Nina forming. So I'll show you the La Nina right now. I believe that we are in a La Nina warning. I don't know if we're in a La Nina watch, but as you can see, the Atlantic is kind of warming up nicely, but the Caribbean is cooler than average after all those systems like Elsa, and the Gulf is normally active. The Gulf is below average to average after, you know, Nicholas, Elsa, who else? Nicholas, Elsa, Claudette, Ida, Grace, and all those other storms. But as you can see here, where that you got that cold negative PDO here, and you got this massive La Nina which is trying to develop, and I believe it's the 18th of September, so probably by the end of September, towards the beginning of October, this might be a full blown out La Nina in the Pacific, which will favour the Atlantic, unfavour the East Pac, and unfavour the West Pac, and will favour the Australian region like Fiji, Tonga, um, where the Mauritius, Madagascar, and the Indian continent, like such as Bangladesh and all that. Do you can expect some more of those strong systems again in the east in the Western Pacific, because the Western Pacific waters are warmer than average, apart from near Japan, near here, and or here after those subtropical systems kept coming out here. But you do see the cold trail of Typhoon Chanthu, which was a Category 5 hurricane, and 180 miles an hour. You can see the cold trail of the system, and actually it did do a loop to loop. So it went like that, and then went like that. So that is, we could have another track like that, but another track like that won't be possible. The South China Sea is, it's looking alright. It's still cooler than average, to be honest with you. Obviously, the Australian region now, they're in their winter, so obviously their waters are going to be cooler than average, aren't they? But with La Nina developing right now, it will push those warm waters westward, where the Philippines are, Tonga, and all that, which should favour the whole of this region here, near Australia and New Zealand. And New Zealand, you will probably get warm weather this year due to La Nina. And plus, you will get more rainfall. You get more rainfall of this from this system, because in a La Nina year you'll get more rainfall. In an El Nino season, you'll get less rainfall, more droughts. Same with you in the Philippines and China and India. But it's different for Australia. No, it's different for England and the west part of the western hemisphere, because it's wetter than usual in the La Nina season, because Florida gets more rain. The Pacific Northwest goes through droughts, like Canada and all that. And then England gets, don't know, I think they get rain in the El Nino season, or more sun, I think. And then, like, Greenland and Iceland, they get warmer temperatures than in La Nina and neutral season, because in September they get snow, but in a September El Nino season they probably get at least 22 degrees Celsius sun. In Florida in an El Nino season you will get like 32 degrees Celsius, which is about 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So do expect that. MDR is still cool after Larry moved through, and all that. So anyway, that's enough of me talking about El Nino and La Nina. I will show the models. Nino 1 is hinting of a La Nina. They were hinting of a La Nina since the end of July. Nino 4, they're heading towards the south now. They didn't start going down until the first part of September. Um, Nino 3, that's near La Nina status right now. So that is by Australian standards. By Australian standards, you have to be below 0.8 for Australian standards to classify a La Nina. But we are definitely 100% in a La Nina right now. So the wind shear should start to hold up in the Atlantic now. But if you have a look, I'll show the North Atlantic sea surface temperatures, or short SSTs for short. Near the Bahamas, you still got that 30 degrees Celsius. That hasn't even been touched. In the Caribbean's warming up very nicely now. Because I think only 3 storms travel through there. Grace, Fred, and also Grace, Fred, and Ida was all travelled in here. Well, Ida did form south of and went like that. So it had all that warm water to work with and became a major hurricane. Almost became a Cat 5 actually. I think it was a Cat 5, but we have to wait until the postseason analysis if they upgrade it or downgrade it again. But all of this over here is below average, apart from this bit here, because the reason why it's all below average after all those subtropical systems we've had, like Julian, Kate, and Larry, which was a major hurricane, which actually took that track. It was moving more westward, then moved north. Didn't impact the Leeward Islands or the Windward Islands, but it impacted Bermuda and all that. Do expect that to warm back up again in October, because if you do have a La Nina season, if La Nina does form again, and I think we are in the La Nina watch, so most likely it will form again. But most likely all these SSTs here near the northern of the MDR and in the subtropics of the Atlantic, they will warm up. I will show the East Pac right now, the Eastern Pacific. Right, East Pac is alright, I guess. SST's, alright. 30 degrees Celsius still along the coast in some spots, but then you got 32 degrees Celsius in the southern in the Gulf of California. But we haven't seen a system there since the end of August. So in the Central Pacific, we haven't even had any systems forming in the Central Pacific whatsoever. And plus, Hawaii's only got 26, 27 degrees Celsius waters, which is 26.5 degrees Celsius is conducive for tropical development. It has to be 26 degrees and over for tropical development. If it's 25 and below, if it's 25 or 24, maybe it could become a subtropical system. But if it's any lower than 24, then nothing can form. But as you can see here near these islands, there's 30 degrees. I'll show you now the Western Pacific, the Westpac, and the Westpac has been cooling down a bit after those systems, but near North Korea after Chanthu, when it went like that, and when it went like that, it did upwell the waters there, which means they were 28 to 29 degrees Celsius, but then then it significantly upwelled the waters here and off the coast here. The reason why it did that because the ocean heat content isn't as deep as it is down here in the sub in the like in like the actual tropics, but in the subtropics up here, the ocean heat content isn't as warm, and when the ocean heat content isn't as warm as the main basin, you can't really get you can't get systems form up there, but um they'll up well and they'll just weaken because due to the cold ocean heat content there, and 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 in the South China Sea, you do have a little cool patch after Conson moved through, but I think it did make a typhoon landfall on the Philippines, but obviously formed here and went like that, and then went like that. But yeah, in the North Indian Ocean, I'll show you the Indian Ocean right now. Right, the Indian Ocean is cooler than average. Obviously, that's expected for this time of this year. But it is warming up now. It's back to 29 degrees Celsius. We might be able to see a tropical system form there. But in the Arabian Sea, as you can see on the west coast, on the west part of the Arabian Sea, here, it's cooler than average. But on the northern part and the western part here, it's either average or slightly above average. Near near Madagascar, you got the below average SSTs towards the south here, and you got the warmer SSTs here, and a bit far south here, and then you've got all the water here, which is way below average, and then nearby Australia, you do have a 29 degrees Celsius patch on the northern territory of Australia, but no systems can form in September due to the wind shear being incredibly high, and I'll show you the wind shear map right now. Just give me a sec. I'll show you the Australian region as well. The Australian region, as you saw back in July, all of this here was warmer than average, but now it's cooler than average. But the Louis current that goes along here like that in a La Nina season, that is pumping up really. That current is warm in the La Nina season, which favors tropical activity in Australia. In El Nino season, the waters are cooler than average, so it's a bit like the Atlantic then, but wind shears are a lot lower, if you know what I mean, which should indicate more systems to form anywhere here. So anywhere where the coloured spots are, I'm indicating subtropical storm activity. And then where all the green spots are, I'm indicating tropical storm activity. Red means major hurricane activity. Orange is where I'm indicating of category 1 or 2. which is that, which is all here and all here. This is all category 1 and category 2. Category 3 here. Category 3 and 4 here. Category 3 and 5 here. But then subtropicals can come anywhere here. It can't go any far south there because what is our cooling average, but I will show you satellite imagery now of Odette. Odette kinda looks dead, to be honest with you, in satellite imagery, but it is still a tropical system. They've upped it to, I don't know, is it 45% chance? I don't really know. But as you can see, if I pause it here, you can see the low level center circulation, and you got all this blow up of convection towards the north. That convection is moving northeast and north due to some southerly, southwesterly, and southerly wind shear blowing on the cloud tops of the system and really destroying the system and really making it unfavorable. Due to form, it could get to 50 miles an hour, but that's probably going to be unlikely, to be honest with you. But if a bit of the convection can manage just to wrap around the northern part of the system, maybe it could relocate its center more towards the east. And once it relocates its center more towards the east of Bermuda, it would be in the favorable spots near Bermuda, and it could actually get that tropical characteristics that it needs. I think it is undergoing extratropical transition right now, as you can see. But as you can see here, due to the morning time, you do have that convection here with the northerly wind shear here, with the northerly convection there. But it is trying, the convection on the latest frames is trying to wrap around the northern part of these convection. As you can see, two areas of vorticity. One of them is going to be the main dominant one. If that south one becomes the main dominant one, maybe it could move a bit more south. And then it could, if this one gets more stronger than the one that's currently now, it could get moved further south and then move more north, which will not put Newfoundland in the cone and Nova Scotia, but by the looks of satellite imagery, this system will not be getting any stronger than 45 miles an hour. As you can see, I will now show you Invest 95L and Invest 97L. Invest 95L actually looks really good at satellite imagery right now. It just needs to get the convection wrapping around on the southern side of the convection of this system. The center circulation is there, so it is counting all that convection. It just needs to be more, needs more rotation around like that, which will indicate that the system is breathing, and all the dry air is off towards the north here and the south here. So it's got a lot of moisture. It's got a lot of moisture where the system is right now. Invest 97L. Invest 97L kind of looks alright, I guess. Look on the latest frames. This is how it was. This is how it was this morning, but that's how it is now. As you can see, it is splitting up away from that other part of the convection off the northern coast of Africa. And once it splits off that convection, more cloud tops start to spin up near the center. The center is there, and you can see apparent circulation. Should see one moving here. That's the center right now. It's not that big, but the center is possibly here. So half of the convection is covering the system's center, and half of the convection is not. So it needs more convection on this side. It's just being impacted by northerly wind shear at the minute, but the wind shear isn't as strong as it is on Odette right now. But other than that, Invest 95L and Invest 97L looks good on satellite imagery. I'll show you forecast models. Forecast models. The GFS wants this system to move more north, like that. But if it's more weaker, it will end up moving into the Caribbean. If it's more weaker, and at that point, it is weaker. So what it does is it moves north. Apparently, the GFS wants it to become a hurricane, but I don't see that happening, to be honest. When the next wave behind it will actually become a hurricane, 986 millibars on October the 4th, near the Cabo Verde Islands, and that's on a Monday. So do be aware of that, because it could track anywhere. It could go near the Azores. It could go near Bermuda. It could go westward and just do a Dorian type track, but not an actual Dorian intensity. It could impact North or South Carolina. It could move completely southwest into the Caribbean. Or it could completely miss the Caribbean, and it impacts Virginia, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland, and Newfoundland. No, and and Nova Scotia. So nothing really on the horizon for the East Pac. That's what. Nothing's really expected strong to form in the East Pac, as we are now heading into a La Nina, which will completely unfavor the Pacific. As you can see right now, apparently the GFS does have an area of interest in the Eastern Pacific and in the Central Pacific, but the NHC has not marked them yet, not that I know of. I'll have a look now. The NHC, I'm going to have a look if they marked it. No, they have not marked it until 5 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So yeah, I guess I'll end the video there, guys. Stay tuned for another video that should be coming out 7 o'clock BST time, which will be about 2 p.m. Yeah, 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then that in Central Daylight Time, that will be 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. As soon as I get to 50 subscribers, I'll upload another animation. Don't know which one it will be yet. Still trying to edit it. So that'll probably take a month or two. But yeah. And stay safe from these systems. And if you're affected by Odette in Newfoundland or Newfoundland, however you want to pronounce it, and New England and all that, stay alert, because it could deliver rainfall to you as that next tropical system. So stay safe from these systems. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. See you on the next video. Peace. Have a great day.